back to pack 48. My name is Phil, and as promised, I'm now going to show you a little bit of a breakdown of my kit. Some of this kit I've carried for a long time when I served in the military, and I've elevated it over a period of 30 plus years. I've just been upgrading on a regular basis. Like I said, I'm always looking out for something to replace some of my old stuff and just keep moving forward, as I like to say, and just keep upgrading basically. So we'll start at this end and we'll go through my fire kit. This is my fire kit, as you can see. It's quite simple, quite basic. I have a nice little tin. This is a BCB International tin, and in the lid I have a lens, magnifying lens. Yeah, it's got a rubber seal around the top of the lid. You can use this to make char cloth in if required. It's entirely up to you. I do carry some char cloth in a little bag, just enough. Pencil sharpener, two size. The reason I carry two sizes is quite simple. You can make shavings two different sizes. Two different types of matches. A book of matches, as well as the military ration pack matches. You can buy these in little tubs, about 25 matches in a tub. The only problem I got with these is the striker. You only seem to get one, and they don't seem to last long. Magnifying glass, which was a proper magnifying glass. I haven't taken that from a pair of binoculars or anything. It was a proper magnifying glass. A candle, a wick. I have some wire wool, some cotton wool impregnated with some Vaseline. Some fire blocks, which you'll find in a lot of the stoves out there. Two wet fires, which again will burn even on the top of water when it's if it's floating. Piece of rubber, which almost burns continuously for as long as you've got the piece of rubber there. A lighter, which you want to check every so often to make sure that it lights. This one does, so we're good to go on that one. You can put a bit of tape around it if you want. Bit of duct tape, as a lot of people tend to do. I don't, because I like to keep it nice and snug in my tin. I also carry one of these lighters, which I picked up. I picked this one up at Henny Hayes, which is one of the places where I pick up quite a bit of my kit from. They're a fantastic company to get kit from. You'll find them on Amazon, eBay. You'll find them out there. The kit they got is phenomenal. Unbelievable amounts of kit for survival, bushcraft, prepping, you name it, they got it at some point. Okay, let's get back to the video. Some antiseptic wipes. These are alcohol based, so they will burn quite easily and quite readily. So that's my fire kit. It's basic, it's not too elaborate, and that's how I wanted it. That all fits nicely in my tin, and I can keep that. I don't have to take it in the tin. I can put it into a bag. So we'll move on. This is my fishing kit. Again, not too complicated, quite simple. Varying sized hooks. I've got a couple of flies in there, weights. I've got some cork balls. These are just only little cork balls, and I painted some of them white and some of them red. I've got some ordinary ones in there. 3 different types of line. Obviously I use one for sea fishing, and then the other 2 then for river or lakes or whatever. You can use these for sewing clothes. You can do just about anything with this. I've got quite a bit of line on all of them, so I'm not going to run out anytime soon. Moving down, I got about 8 to 10 snares. It's no good carrying just one. You're not going to catch a lot with one. This is why I like to carry about 8 to 10. Like I said, mosquito head net. You start getting bitten at night on the face. It's not very comfortable. It's annoying, to say the least. Yeah. Survival bags. I've got an orange one and I got a green one. Like I said, the orange one is made by a company called Sol, or they sell that one. The green one is made by another company. I can't remember the name of it. But you'll find these on eBay or Amazon quite easily. I like to carry 2. Some cam cream, and most of the cam creams out there have a mirror. Again, it's useful. They're impregnated with insect repellent already, so you don't have to do too much with the insect repellent. My Swiss Army knife, that's the Gameskeeper, I believe. They've upgraded this one slightly since I bought this one, and they got a thumb notch on the main blade, so it comes out easy. A diamond steel for sharpening. My fire steel, I keep in a piece of rubber. Again, so I've got extra bit of rubber, it keeps that protected. I have a piece of hacksaw blade. The reason I use a piece of hacksaw blade is it's got multiple teeth on it, and it creates, I think, a greater spark when using with your steel. Now most of this kit is saved in this green bag, or this green bag. Now this green bag, I'll keep some of my other bits of survival kit. I have a couple of pie trays, a large one and a small one, or a small one and a large one. Some tin foil. I carry a water bag. This is a triangular shaped one. Comes with your purifying tablets. Quite simple to use. On your bottle. Some purifying tablets. Some salt. Always carry a bit of salt in with my water kit. Some coffee filters. Fabulous for filtering water. They filter coffee lovely, but they're really good for filtering debris out of your water. This is a British Army burn bag. They're quite easily to get hold of. Quite cheap if you know where to get them on eBay and Amazon. Very versatile bit of kit. I'll show you one open, because I want to show you how big it is. It's bigger than a condom, stronger than a condom. Lots of people like condoms in their survival kits. To be honest, I'm not a big lover of them. Well, there you go, that's how big that bag is. It's quite a big bag. You can get probably about 2 litres of water in there. Put that inside a sock, happy days. You can carry that quite easily. Yeah, and again, you can use it for burns or for carrying bits of food in if need be. Yeah, and I usually carry about 2 of these. One in my survival kit, like I said, and usually one in my first aid kit as a burn bag. Okay, moving on then. Some survival instructions, basic survival instructions again from BCB. There's not many companies out there that do a survival instruction as such that you can just order it offline and put it straight into a kit. That's from an old kit that I had many years ago. A pencil, tailoring chalk, not ordinary chalk. Tailoring chalk is better, it doesn't break up like ordinary chalk, and it lasts longer, 10 times longer. Some plain waterproof paper and a couple of sewing needles. I've got a couple of big ones, a curved one. You'll notice there's no sewing thread with it or buttons or anything like that. I can use the fishing line if I need to sew a bit of clothing up, and so on. And I carry some safety pins, so if I need to pin up a pair of trousers I could do that way. And that's an easy way of carrying them. I carry them and I can bend them easy into a fishing hook if need be, over an open fire. So we'll move on. Survival bag. This is one of the really big green survival bags you can get. You can get them in orange, you can get them in green, you can get them in black. I've seen them now as well. But this is a bit better than one of those bin liners. It's a lot bigger. I believe they're about 79 inches long. And you open one of them up, it's like a small tap. So that's ideal to carry. In the bag I carry, the little green bag, I carry some green garden twine, which is fantastic for building shelters and tying up stuff because it doesn't break easy. Some ordinary paracord and some bank line. And I also carry now, well, I've carried it for quite a few years. This is more recent, I got this stuff. I used to carry some wax line, and I had a roll of it in my kit for best part of 25 years, and I've replaced it recently with some new stuff, which is this, like I said, a wax thread. Some tent pegs, that'll go with my tarp obviously. Yeah, I'd rather take my own rather than make them out in the field, because you're not wasting time cutting bits of wood up to make pegs out of. You just get them out of your bag with your tap and straight in. MOD scarf or bandana, whatever you want to call them. Quite simple, quite easy, quite a big piece of kit. Opens up and folds up like that. I mean, that is a big bandana, it's a big scarf. Numerous things you can use that for. Filtering water, you can use it as a sling for your arm, you can use it as a tourniquet if needed. There's lots of things you could use that for. Yeah. This is my Leverman tools. I carry a Leverman Wave and a Leverman micro tool. Small whistle, some paracord, and a small Leverman pry bar, whatever you call them, little multi-tool to go with that. That goes in my little black pouch which I made. I'll be making one of these shortly, so I'll show you how one of these is made. Very simple, very easy. Most people could make one of these without any trouble whatsoever. Very simple. Okay, let's move along. Some black leather gloves. These are quite really good quality leather gloves. Sorry, getting tongue tied there. Velcro closing. Fairly reasonably priced. They're for abseiling, so they tell me. But they feel a little bit thin for that. But they make perfect field gloves for, scouting around fields when you're out looking for stuff, and utilising when you're using saws and axes. You stop getting blisters and so on. So it's a nice pair of gloves. Come back to the pouch in a minute. Okay, moving on then. My washing and shaving kit. Why do I carry a washing and shaving kit when I got a beard? Well, I don't normally have a beard. I only grew a beard because the wife likes it. So normally I would shave. If you shave, this is a Gillette razor. Came with a really big handle, and I took the handle off, and I had a little metal framework left. I cut it down by about 1/4 of an inch. Got an old pen, cut the pen up, and slotted it in. It fits in there lovely. I've done the same thing many years ago to my original one, and that lasted me for years. Spare blades. I got 6 blades in all. One of those would last you probably a week. A couple of shaves. It's the G2 type, and I've been told they are the best. Some soap. Some toothpicks. These have got the floss on the end of them, so you can use them. Got a roll of floss and a little pot I made. A mirror. Some liquid soap. This is a multi-purpose soap, so you can use it for washing your socks, your smalls, or you can use it for washing your hands and face in if need be. Toothbrush. Some Vicks rub. Some Vaseline. Then we move on to the nitty gritty stuff. Insect repellent. This is a cream version. You can get spray on. You can get the military versions. They're all out there. Quite easy and quite cheap to pick up. Now we come on to my face mask. This is a kit that I would carry on my belt or in my bag, slung on the outside of my bag. With today's current climate, you've got to have a mask with you. So that's a P95, I believe. I do carry a slightly better one now. These are usually what I'd use if I was sanding or doing something like that. So they're ideal for that. It's a face shield. You've got to give someone mouth to mouth. A couple of pairs of rubber gloves. Some ear defenders. And that all fits nicely in our little black pouch there. Out of the way. Sometimes I may carry in there a pair of emergency glasses. You've seen them in the last video. I opened them up so you could have a look at them. But I normally take these ones with me. These have got a band around the back so I don't drop them off my head. These have got my prescription on them for long distance. They're also reactor light, so they turn into sunglasses when needed, which is ideal. And I can use them for just general everything. Moving further on, we come to my lighting kit. Now this is optional. I mean, you don't have to carry all this. I don't carry all this all of the time. I mean, obviously. Right, so I've got a small little lead lenser torch, which is ideal for most of the stuff that I use. It's not adjustable, it's just a simple, straightforward handheld torch with a rear push button, and it's red. You know, so ideal. I carry 9 spare batteries for it. Comes in its own little pouch. On top of that, I carry about 6 snap light sticks, various colours, green, yellow, red, blue. It's entirely up to you what you carry, but they are very good. They do smaller ones as well, the fishermen tend to use. I do have a few of those. For the life of me, I can't find them at the moment. But they're only about an inch and a half long. Same principle, but only an inch and a half long. They're ideal for marking up your basher area. So if you're going out at night to hunt, at least you've got something on the end of your basher that you can find your way back to it. It's glowing in the dark. My Petzl headlamp, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's an attack version. That's one of the latest models that they do. Comes with a rechargeable battery. It's got, I always carry one in there, and I always carry a spare. So both of them will be fully charged, but I also carry 2 sets of batteries for it, because they will take ordinary batteries as well, which is what I like about them. They're not, in my opinion, the most robust. I have broken one recently, and but that's another story entirely. Charger cable, you can plug that into your battery charger, into your car, whichever. And I keep that in the pouch with it. So I carry the spare batteries, the lights, all inside the one pouch, out the way. My candle, like I said, this is a free wick version. And it comes like that. Sorry, it comes like that. Like I said in the last video, if you're going to use this for cooking, you'll want all 3 on. Just going to use it for a bit of light and a bit of warmth. I go for 1, maybe 2. It says 16 hours or 12 hours on the this one. 12 hours on this one, 16 hours on the bigger version, which is this one. The bigger version is a bigger tin. And you can open it. There you go. It's exactly the same, it's just bigger. And that's a 16-hour one, I think. Yeah, 16 hours is that one. Again, very handy to carry. Yeah. So that's the lighting kit. Now move on to the water kit. It's a Pathfinder bottle with a flat top. My only criticism of this lid, I like a lid that when I unscrew and I take off, it doesn't fall. So I've got a piece of bottle in hand and a piece of bottle in hand. Now if I'm trying to do something with that hand and trying to take a drink, difficult. What I want to see is a loop system, like on a lot of the bottles, that attaches my lid to the bottle, and if I want to take the lid off, I can pull them both off. That's my only criticism of that particular lid. What I've done on my Kelly Kettle bottles is I've used some paracord, or bank line, sorry, and I've made my own, so when I unscrew, it stays there, so I can drink and do whatever I'm doing with this hand. Yeah, very simple modification, you know, to your bottle. Okay, I got the Pathfinder large pot, or the small pot. It's a large cup, I suppose, with the hanger. I've got Kelly Kettle cup, small version. This is the small cup with a lip protector, a titanium spoon, piece of cloth, and some Scotch-Brite. That all goes inside there and fits inside there, and those two fit inside the cup, and the cup goes on the top inside my water bottle. Quite simple. That goes in a little pouch behind the bottle, and so does the titanium spoon. On the outside of my pouch I would carry my water filter, which is this one, which is the pure one. Pure and easy water filter, quite a simple operation, and a water bag which will carry 2 litres. In addition, some salt and some more beauty tabs, so we've got plenty of scope if I do leave that somewhere, my survival kit bit somewhere. At least I've got some beauty tablets in my water bottle all the time. So that's my water system, and I'll be in a water bottle. Like I showed you in the last video, I'm going on to some extra bits now. That's my skinning knife. It's made by a company called Buck, and we all know who Buck is. It's a good friend of mine. But this is the Buck knife made by the company Buck. This is the Packlight, I think, and I only use it for skinning. This is the wife's one. My one is being cleaned at the moment and sharpened because I've been using it recently. So this is the wife's one, just to show you. She hardly ever uses his because I always use mine. Pry bar. This is my original pry bar. I cut a notch in it for a bottle opener. Don't know why, because I carry Leatherman and I carry the bits and bobs to open bottles and stuff like that. Why I put one in there? Probably because everyone else was doing it, and I got to stop doing stuff like that because just someone else is doing it doesn't mean I got to do it. Yeah, two types of tape: duct tape and what we like to call sniper tape. This is a cloth tape, ultra sticky. It'll stick just about anything to anything. Same as the duct tape. It's not very waterproof though, but it's versatile. You can use it on clothing and stuff like that just as easy. This is my original screwdriver, like I explained the other day. What I replaced this with, it's got multiple heads. This is how I used to carry it. Just a two-headed screwdriver, and it's in there quite nicely. You used to get these in car toolkits. You can still pick them up. They're still out there. You go on eBay. They're quite readily available on eBay. A multi-key. It's got square keys. It's got the pin key, and it's got a triangular one on it. This one's been resurrected because it was rusted to anything, so it was cleaned up and repainted. My saw, which I've already gone through in another video, it's quite an old saw. There are numerous types of handles you can get to put blades on and carry blades with. So it's a good little backup for your other saw if you're carrying a saw. Wire cutters. I will name the company this one. These are Nipex. I like Nipex. They've got quite a few of their tools, pliers and stuff, and I love them. They're absolutely brilliant. Last forever, and they're very good. So moving on, I've got a backhoe saw and a spare blade. I like to have a spare blade. Well, backhoes are, in my opinion, one of the better field saws out there. It's not overly bulky, hasn't got lots of triggers and stuff like that on the ends. It's got a simple trigger, in and out, shut. Yeah, bit of paracord in a pouch I made for it. Quite simple. This one will fit on your belt, so you could have that on your belt if you wanted. Quite a big belt loop. So if I wanted to carry that on my belt with the spare blade in it all the time, I could do that. Yeah. Now moving on to the ropes. Now I would normally carry a short length of rope like this. It's only about 10 meters. That's about 33 to 35 feet. So it's not a great deal, but if 2 or 3 of you got a length of rope like that, you know, you almost got 100 feet of rope, which you can do wondrous things with. Yeah, I've carried a length of rope since I was a young kid in my bag. I've had some ribbing over it over the years, but as usual, you know, when you're doing something and someone wants something, they always used to come to me and say, Phil, have you got a length of rope? Phil, have you got a saw? Phil, have you got this? Have you got that? And 9 times out of 10, I'd have it. And that's great, you know. I didn't gloat about it, didn't get big-headed over it. I just took it out and used it. I said if you damaged it, you replaced it. People were happy with that. The extra long blades I got for the saw. So I've got to mention I've got a metal one and I've got a wood one. Plastic ties, you can have all different sizes, all different colours. It's entirely up to you. I try not, like I said, I try not to carry some of this kit because I'd only use it in my, I'd have it in my bugout bag in case I was stuck in a building somewhere. I could use some of these tools to get me out of there a lot easier. So moving across, we come over to pacing beads. Everyone talks about pacing beads. Everyone's got pacing beads, that anyone. Very simple to use if you know your pace. And what you have to do is you have to find, or if you can borrow, a tape measure that'll go up to 100 meters, and pace out 100 meters on a normal step. Then you take that tape measure, put it on a hill, and do exactly the same thing again. Keep it in your notebook, which you should have on the table, but you haven't. So you know the step and the pace you take at 100 meters on flat, at 100 meters on a hill, and then you can work out then exactly within a few feet of where you want to be with your pace beats. You know, just by pushing one up and pushing one down, and then you go multiples. So you move one of the large range up, and then when you get to 1,000 meters with these ones, or 100 meters, you move one up, obviously for 100, and then when you get to 1,000, you move one of the smaller ones up, a smaller group up. When you get to 5,000, then you start again. But what I will say is, it doesn't really matter in the UK. It doesn't really matter where you walk. If you're walking, no matter which direction you go in, you're going to meet several things. You're going to meet streams and rivers. You're going to meet roads. You're going to meet farms. You're going to probably bump into people. There's always someone out there walking around or doing something out in the middle of nowhere. You'll always find that. I'm not saying that's gospel, but you know, that's my thoughts on that. You know, compass, again, silver compass, very simple, very basic. Got a mirror with it as well. Yeah, this one's got a bubble in it. Ooh, that's due for the upgrade then. That one's due for the upgrade. Now, this is a silver compass, which I bought, and it was one I bought from, I think it was Go Outdoors, and I basically cut it down. What I tend to do is, if you look over here, I collect lots of different compasses of different sizes, different shapes, and I tend to, because these are all silver compasses, you can pick them up at surplus stores, you can pick them up in stores that sell outdoor equipment. Tend to be a bit expensive then. I tend to trawl flea markets and boot sales, and I probably picked up a couple of these for a couple of pound at boot sales. As long as there's no bubble in them, I'll buy them, and I'll check them obviously to make sure. You know, if you're paying £1 for a silver compass, then you're laughing. And with this one, what I tend to do is I keep the magnifying glass that it comes with on a bit of bank line, attach it to the compass, and that's the spare one I carry in a little tin, or a little plastic box I should say, and that'll either be in my bag or in my pocket. What I tend to do with my jacket, I tend to keep a compass in my jacket with my pocket knife and a whistle, which I haven't got on the table, but again, I've got a collection of whistles. I like to go for the Acme ones, the Boy Scout versions or the police ones, because they're mega loud. They come in different sizes as well. You can get the really big versions, you get the smaller version, or you can get the really small ditty versions, and even smaller. Everyone knows the Thunderers, the Acme Thunderers, fantastic, but they got a P in them, and I'm not really, I don't really like the P's in whistles. This is why I like the police ones. They're better in plastic. They last longer. You can sit on them, you can jump on them. You know, I've got one there, which is why that's painted. The stainless steel was coming off, so I give it a coat of paint. And they last for years. And that's an original Boy Scout one, with the lanyard still. Going back to the table, cookers. Now this cooker, which is an Esbitt cooker, I've had one for many, many years. I bought some new fuel recently to go into my cooker. As you can see, this one's been used quite a bit. Yeah, fantastic, invaluable. I would carry one of these rather than a gas cooker, because I can use that to warm a shelter up as well. But not only that, that'll light even when wet. You know, so if you haven't got you can't make a fire, break one of the blocks up and have one of those on to warm your shelter up. Perfect for that. That's something we used to do quite regular. Now my mess tins wasn't a mess tin. Like I said in my last video, this was a sandwich box, and I'll show you the one I recently received in the post. This is how it comes. I was quite disappointed in this. When I ordered this offline, the picture showed a flat base. This has a recessed base. So obviously these are made in the same factory, which annoyed me immensely. This one came with a wood lid to keep up here. That one came with a metal lid, and all I basically done with that is I cut it down to 1 inch, put a handle on the end, same as that one. I didn't cut anything off that one, I just riveted a handle on. That's my fry pan plate if I want to use it for that. That is my bowl, I can boil in there. If there was a company out there that made this to fit over the top of that, as that is, I'd buy several of them, because for me I could put my survival kit in there, put it in my pouch and forget about it. I could carry bits and bobs in my jacket or through my sack, but that would be in my pouch. I'd have a plate or a fry pan, I'd have my bowl, I could use it for steaming food, I could use it for just about everything. But this replaced one I had for many years. I had an original little metal one which I carried for years with my old Esbit stove, or my old lightweight stove, which was very similar to the Esbit. I don't think it was an Esbit, same shape, same size. I give it away to a friend's to give to his son who's joining the army, so I give him a lot of my old kit, and I just, like I said, over the years I've upgraded. There's so much you can do. There's so many bits of kit out there. You know, you need to look at what's out there and have a look. Don't just go, oh yeah, look through a catalogue, or go on the Henny Hayes website and go, oh yeah, I like that. Read the specs on it. Read up what customers have said about it. Have a look for yourself, because you will find that some of the kit you buy is not quite what you paid the money for. Yeah, like with that tin. It's not. It came with a recess in the bottom, and in the picture on on eBay, it showed a flat bottom, which I was quite disappointed with, because I wanted a flat bottom for that particular reason. There is a couple of other bits on here. You did see my knife, I'm sure. I said it in the last video. This is a cold steel SRK. You shouldn't carry these in the UK out in the street. I mean, let's face it, you shouldn't carry a knife in the street, full stop. Yeah, but obviously if you're out in the wilds and that's in your bag and no one can see it, no one can see it. Out of sight, out of mind. What I've done with this one, I put some grooves in the top of my thumb. What I like about the original SRKs is I can put my finger on the blade there, and I can use it for smaller stuff if required. This one has had the black cleaned off it. This is an original SRK, this is a carbon V version. My only gripe with this blade, I would like to have seen it brought into the modern era and the blade come all the way through the handle, with maybe a handle butt plate on the back for banging into things, you know, breaking glass and stuff like that. A bit like the Survival Lily knife, she has quite a good little knife now. I would like to see it in probably a better steel than some of the steels she's got on hers, but then that's just me. In the pouch, fire steel, nothing special, just a simple fire steel. Pull the pouch down a little bit, get this out. It's a bit tight, because it wasn't designed for this kit. There you go. Okay, two-sided diamond steel, fine one side, coarse the other side. Simple. This was like this, but I didn't want to carry that like that in the field. I wanted something that I could just touch up my knife with every so often. Job done. And the other thing, I know someone's going to say something about it, is an RAF survival compass. Now that's got a bubble in it. Now I'm very disappointed in this. I bought this from a company up in England, which I've had a long history with. I've bought kit off them for many years, and I received this and I didn't even notice the bubble in it, to be honest, because I was really happy to get it, because a friend had one and I had to have one. Usual thing, someone else has got one, you want one. But I was disappointed because there's a bubble in it now, so basically, in my opinion, it's redundant. I'm not going to use it with a bubble in it. Simple as that. So that'll stay in there for the moment. I only put it in there just so to give you an idea that if you're making pouches for knife sheaths, you can get quite a bit in them. This is not the original one I've made for this one. That's on another knife at the moment. But this one, yeah, you can put quite a bit in it. Like I said, I'll make one of these shortly so you can see one being made from scratch, as well as I'll make a Leatherman pouch as well, so you can see that done from scratch. And that's basically it, folks. You know, like I said, if you're into prepping, or if you're into survival training, or you're into bushcraft, look at what's around you. Don't just listen to what someone says on YouTube, like myself. Have a look out there. Don't just stick to the first place you find it on Amazon or eBay, or your local Army Navy stores. Have a look around before you purchase some of this stuff. We're paying our own money, our hard-earned money, out for kit. Some people are saying, yes, this is what you need, this is what you need. You don't have the time. The best bit of kit that you can carry out there is what's in there. Knowledge. Knowledge about yourself, what you're capable of doing. Knowledge of how to survive. Knowledge of the kit you've got and the fact that you know how to use it. It's all well and good having all this kit, but if you don't know how to do it, use it, not going to be a lot of good to use it. And with that in mind, thank you very much for watching this video. This is Pack 48. My name is Phil, and I'll see you folks next time. Just remember, if in doubt, give Phil a shout.